let's go. Hello, guys. I know you weren't unexpecting. I know you weren't expecting me to stream this late at 10 o'clock, but I am doing this quick because, I wanted me to say you might be the first people to see it. So, yeah. So, without any further ado, I have a very special announcement to make. So, the announcement is I have finally figured out, since the very first time in 2020, actually, since 2019, I have been playing Roblox real funny games and wondered, how do they do the horns? One, I did figure out on how to do the music blocks, of course, and I even handed down to my good buddies Aiden the Railfan, LG64, Josh Tornado, and even the now unfortunately departure of Liam. These these people, which they were the first few to also get the horns music blocks, and same thing with PNM. But feast your eyes on this. I have figured out how to add the horns, not the way like the music blocks, but the way that Zombie does it. Because I want to show you guys an example of what I'm talking about. So, one second. So, I want to show you guys what I'm exactly talking about. Uh-huh. So, the start, middle, and end, by the way, that is correct. Now, the horn sensors. Now, there's something I wanted to talk to you guys about. The horn sensors consisted of three parts. Well, first is the start, middle, and end, the most common one. Start, middle, and end arts like, works like, like one part's like a few seconds, the other one's like much longer, and the last one's like shorter. On the other hand, the second part is just the start and the middle, which what I'm most familiar like to do on music blocks. Like one sound and then just a long sound and then stops. Finally is the single audio, where it's just one audio and then stopped. But what I'm talking about is the way that Zombie used to do it through horn sensors. A perfect example of this will not be this one. It'll be the work train at After Missouri, which is exactly the train that I tested on my quote-unquote custom After Missouri game. So, here's an example of what I'm trying to talk about. Just ignore the bacon avatar. Something like that. Like, you see what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say, like, I did the work train, and then, so the work train is basically just one audio, but I did mine's with three audios. But I did my work train for the example of three audios. And now today, here is. And now today, I'm gonna introduce you guys how do I do the horn sensors. Spoiler alert, I mostly did it through ChatGPT, mostly because, you know, since no one wouldn't able to help me, I decided that if ChatGPT does this, and it took me like 20 to 30 minutes to figure it out, because so many things were giving me the wrong answers. But finally, one thing gave me the right answer. So, let me show you guys in studio now. And if you guys want to hop in the stream, I sent the link via Discord. So, here is how to do it. So I have my BNSF work train as an example. It's not the same as zombies, but rather than a GCX lease unit, then followed by, because I'm currently working on an After Missouri video, and a real life H3-9, of course, which you'll see it in a bit. Now, the script I'm going to show you in a little bit. But for now, I want you guys to take a look at this. Take a look where it says all the parts, and then all the sensors. And I completely forgot to move it in there. Oh wait, actually let me move it back up. So take a look at all of this. You see all those part 1s, part 2s, and part 3s? That is actually a sensor. And the sensor will be the horn sensors. On like which specific place they can honk the horn at. Or the train can honk the horn at. Just like in Zombies game. There's always a specific place for the train to honk at. Now I want you guys to look closely as I zoom in. And make sure that your horn music block is titled Censor with a capital S. And make sure it's like the size of a rectangle. Like something like this. That way it can touch the whole block sensor. Now these are sensors. This one will play the start, this one will play the middle, and that one will play the end. And yes, you heard that right. I'd done 3 parts, start, middle, and end, for the horn sensor as a test. And I couldn't believe that it worked perfectly. It even expands on if you go downward. Yes, my custom Afton game is not like Zombies, but who cares? Anyways. And of course I had the railroad crossings that LG gave me. Big shout out to him. After Missouri, it's kind of like Zombies, but it's not the best. I mean, if any of the rail fan is watching this, then I want to ask him, like, what does he think of my custom After Missouri game? Even though it has no statues, but it's still a work in progress. Now, back to where we were. Horn sensors. You gotta make sure that your sensor block, which is on the train, will be able to touch the sensor blocks. Because if it doesn't, it won't play. Now, the audio part. This is a completely different way to do the audios. As you have to name your audios sound and then the numbers. So like start will be sound 1, middle will be sound 2, and end will be sound 3. Now, the script. This is the script. So, vocal sound for child. Sensor. If the sensor block is no it'll put this way. If it's sound 2, if it's part 2, it will play sound 2. Be careful. There is a possibility that sound 2 could play on forever. So, sound twice will have four replay, of which part 3 and end like I would do the 2 parts and then the 1. Okay, I will soon do the I will soon do the 2 parts and the 1 part. Wait a minute, 1 second. 1 second here. Alrighty, I guess this will do it. So, I will soon do the 2 parts and 1 part. This is the script for episode 3. Fortunately, I try to do the bell, the bell set, but I'll figure it out later. And I'm also going to put this at transfer 0 so that you can see the action on locomotive and engine. Now, the next step, you need to make sure that you put your parts and sensor group inside of the train. How do you do that? Sensor goes into the model, but you have to group the model twice, train twice. Sensor goes in the train, all parts go outside of the train, still in a different model. Right, true. You gotta make sure that these parts are away from the model, otherwise they don't make sense. Now, test. Prepare DMAs. Alright, prepare the DMA. This is how it should play. Watch closely. Oh, wait a second. I forgot to put the conveyors on it. That's funny. Yeah, you gotta make sure the conveyor is in the train, otherwise it won't move at all. Now, it should be able to move. Here is the final result of the conveyor, the train, and the horn sensors. Now watch here. This is where it gets cool. Ah, stream sagging. Eh, we gotta do it again. Alright, let's try it again. Alrighty, well, let's try it again. Actually, instead, I'll try to do this. Alrighty. Alrighty, watch. Alright, watch closely. Regen, of course, is to be pressed. Waiting for it, and then the moment will happen. Watch closely. Here it comes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the horn sensors work. One more thing. One more thing. Make sure all the parts and even the sensor are set to transparency at 1. Otherwise, you'll expose on how you did that to other people. We'll try that one more time. But, well, the horns, sensors, and the parts are transparent. And you should get this result. That's it. That is the result. And that is how you do the horn sensors. And that is how you do the horn sensors, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so much.